I, the ghost of 1900, The Hook. Close your eyes and imagine the world map in the year 1900. It is a map painted almost entirely in the colors of European empires. London, Paris, Berlin, and Vienna were not just capitals, they were the nerve centers of the planet. In 1900, Europe accounted for roughly 25% of the global population and the lion's share of its industrial output. A single European decree could change the fate of continents. We were the giants, but today that map has dissolved. We are witnessing the sunset of the traditional European nation-state. Not because these nations have failed internally, but because the scale of the world has changed. In a world of continental titans like the USA and China, the individual European state, be it Germany, France, or Italy, has become a geopolitical dwarf. 2. The math of power, GDP, and population. 2 a quack. 5 and quack. Let's look at the cold, hard numbers. Geopolitics is, at its core, a game of scale. The scale of unity versus fragmentation. The United States is one market, one military, one foreign policy. China is the same. They operate at the scale of 1.4 billion people or $27 trillion in GDP. The European reality. When we look at Europe, we see a collection of micro players on the global stage. Even Germany, our economic powerhouse, has a population of 84 million. That is less than 6% of China's population. In the 21st century, there are only 2 types of European nations, those that are small and those that haven't realized they are small yet. If you compare the GDP growth of the Eurozone over the last 20 years to that of the US, the gap is widening into a canyon. By remaining fragmented, we are paying a sovereignty tax. We maintain 27 different bureaucracies, 27 different military procurement systems, and 27 different diplomatic agendas. While we argue over internal regulations, the titans are carving up the future of AI, space exploration, and green energy. 3. The visual of decline. From 1900 to 2026, 5 a twog. 7:30. If you were to look at a time-lapse map of European influence from 1900 to today, you would see a steady shrinking. Post-World War II, we lost our colonial empires. The Cold War, we became the chessboard for other powers. The digital age, we lost the race for technological platforms. We have transitioned from being the creators of global rules to being rule takers. We regulate the technology that America builds and the hardware that China manufactures. This is the definition of a geopolitical dwarf, an entity that has the wealth to buy things, but not the power to decide how the world works. Before the paradox of the nation-state. 7:30, 9 o'clock. The tragedy is that our citizens still look to their national capitals for protection. But a nation-state of 60 million people cannot stop a global pandemic. It cannot regulate a trillion-dollar AI company. And it certainly cannot deter a superpower's military aggression alone. The sunset of the nation-state doesn't mean Italy or France will disappear. It means their ability to act unilaterally is gone. We are clinging to the illusion of 19th century sovereignty while living in a 21st century reality that demands continental scale. V. Conclusion. Growth or irrelevance. 9 o'clock. 10 cards. To conclude, Europe is not a dwarf because it lacks talent, wealth, or history. It is a dwarf because it is divided. We are a collection of giants' shadows. if we continue to prioritize the ego of the individual nation-state over the necessity of a unified European power, the sunset will be final. We will become a museum continent, a beautiful place to visit, but a place where history is remembered, not made. The choice is simple. We either integrate and project power at a continental scale, or we accept our role as spectators in a century written by others. Now, it's the time to federalize or die.